Today, we are going to learn how to subtract whole numbers. 3 of the country's most scenic national parks are in Alaska. How much greater is the area of gates of the Arctic than the combined area of Denali and Kenai fjords? This is a two-step question. First, we have to figure out the area of Denali and Kenai fjords. If we look at the map, Denali has an area of 19,120 square kilometers, and Kenai fjords has an area of 2,771 square kilometers. First, we have to add those two areas, which they did right here, to get the total of their square kilometers, and then take that, which is right here, and subtract it from the difference of the gates of the Arctic, which is 34,287. When you set up your problem, make sure that you line up your place values. We have 34,287 minus 21,891. If we are looking at our bar diagram over here, if we have a number missing in the bottom of the bar diagram, we know we need to subtract. To find the difference, we are going to draw a line underneath the two numbers we are subtracting. Always start with your ones place. 7 minus 1 is 6. Then move on to your tens place. We cannot take 8 from 9, so we need to go next door to the hundreds place and borrow. We are going to take 1 away from the 2 and make it a 1 and add that 1 on top of the tens place. So now we can subtract 18 minus 9 is 9. When we move to our hundreds place, we cannot take 8 from 1. So we are going to borrow from the thousands place. So cross off your 4, take 1 away, which makes it a 3, and add that 1 over in the hundreds place. 11 minus 8 is 3. Now, when we're subtracting our thousands place, we can take 3 from 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2, and 3 minus 2 is 1. So our difference is 12,396 square kilometers. The work shown below is not correct. What errors were made? Show how to find the correct answer. Let's take a careful look at this problem and see where the errors are made. First, we subtract the ones place, and 8 minus 4 is 4, so that is correct. Next, we go over to the tens place. Well, we have 4 minus 6. You can't take 4 from 6, so you have to go next door and borrow. Did they borrow from the 2? They did not borrow from the 2, so that is where the error lies. Let's do this problem correctly. Please write it down in your notebook and do it with me. 264,248 minus 232,764. Make sure that your numbers, your digits are lined up, where the ones are lined up, the tens, the hundreds, and so on. First, let's subtract the ones place. We have 8 minus 4. We can take 4 from 8, and 8 minus 4 is 4. Next, go to your tens place. We cannot take 4 from 6. Since we cannot take 4 from 6, we need to borrow from the hundreds place. borrow from the 2 and make it a 1. Put the 1 into the tens place. So now we could subtract 14 minus 6, which is 8. Now, let's go into our hundreds place. Can we take 7 from 1? No, we cannot. Since we cannot take 7 from 1, we need to borrow from the thousands place. We're going to cross off our 4 and make it a 3. And then add the 1 back on to the hundreds place. Now we can take 11 minus 7, which is 4. Once again, we cannot take, or yes, we can take 3 from 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. We can take 3 from 6, so 6 minus 3 is 3, and 2 minus 2 is 0. You do not have to place your 0. So the correct answer is 31,484. Guided practice number 1. In the convince me problem on the previous page, why was the 0 in the hundred thousands place not written in the answer? I have added the problem from the previous page. Our hundred thousands place is right here. We don't need to place a 0 here because whether we do or not, the answer is still 31,484. Number 2. The total land area of New Jersey is 19,047 square miles. Write and solve an equation to show how to find how much larger Gates of the Arctic is than New Jersey. On the previous page, it says Gate of the Arctic is 34,287 square miles. And we want to subtract 19,047 square miles to find our answer. Now I'm going to write the number so I can subtract it by using an algorithm. Remember, always write the larger number on top. If you write the smaller number on top, then your subtraction problem is not going to work. So I have 34,287 minus 19,047. Make sure you are lining up the place values. Let's subtract. 7 minus 7 is 0. 8 minus 4 is 4. 2 minus 0 is 2. Now we come to the thousands place and we cannot take 9 from 4. So we need to go next door and borrow 1 from the 10,000s place and place that one over in the thousands place. Now we can subtract. 14 minus 9 is 5, and 2 minus 1 is 1. Our answer is 15,240 square kilometers. Do numbers 3 through 6 in your math notebook. If you want to try them by yourself and then check your answers with mine, that is fine. Otherwise, you can do them with me. Number 3. The first number that is listed is always going to go on top of the second number because it will be the larger number. Make sure when you're setting up your problems that you line up the place values. We have 139,484 minus 116,691. Begin with the ones place. 5 minus 1 is 4. Now, we can't take 9 from 8, so we need to go next door to the hundreds place, borrow from the 4, make it a 3, and add the 1 to our tens place. Now we can subtract. 18 minus 9 is 9. We cannot take 6 from 3, so go next door to the thousands place, borrow from the 9, and make it an 8. Add 1 to the hundreds place. Now you can subtract. 13 minus 6 is 7. We can take 6 from 8, so 8 minus 6 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. Your answer is 22,794. Number 4. Start with your ones place. You cannot take 8 from 4. So go to the 6, which is in the tens place, make it a 5. Add your 1 over to the ones place. 14 minus 8 is 6. You cannot take 9 from 5, so you have to go to the hundreds place. Cross off your 1, make it 1 less, which is a 0. Add the 1 to your tens place. 15 minus 9 is 6. You cannot take 3 from 0, so go over to your thousands place, cross off the 2, make it a 1, add it to your hundreds place. 10 minus 3 is 7. So your answer for number 4 is 766. Number 5, 49,735 minus 25,276. I'm trying the best that I can to write these problems. It's kind of hard with a stylus. Let's subtract. You can't take 6 from 5, so you're going to go to the tens place, cross off the 3, make it a 2, add your 1 over in the ones place. 15 minus 6 is 9. We cannot take 7 from 2, so go next door to the hundreds place, cross it off, make it a 6, and add the 1 to your tens place. 12 minus 7 is 5. Now you can take 2 from 6, so 6 minus 2 is 4. 9 minus 5 is 4. We do not have to regroup there or borrow. And 4 minus 2 is 2. So you have 24,459. Number 6. Be careful with this one because there is not the same number of digits in both of these numbers. The first number has 6 digits, so it's in the hundred thousands, and the second number only has 4 digits. So just be careful. I have written the larger number first, which is 281,311. Since our second number only has 4 digits, I'm going to underline the digit that is in the thousands place, which is this one right here. So our new number is going to begin right under that number in the thousands place. Now that our numbers are lined up, we can subtract. We could not take 7 from 1 in the ones place, so we need to go next door to the tens place and borrow from the 1. Cross off the 1, make it a 0, add your 1 to the ones place. Now we can subtract. 11 minus 7 is 4. We cannot take 2 from 0, so go to your hundreds place and borrow from the 3. Make your 3 a 2 and add the 1 into the tens place. So now we can subtract. 10 minus 2 is 8. We cannot take 4 from 2, so we need to go into our thousands place, borrow from our thousands place, make the 1 a 0, and add the 1 to our hundreds place. So we have 12 minus 4 is 8. We cannot take 3 from 0, so borrow from the 8, make it a 7, add our 1, 10 minus 3 is 7, and then we have 7 minus 0, which would be 7, and 2 minus 0, which would be 2. I know this one was hard to see because it is really close together. Now it is your turn to try some independent practice. Do numbers 8, 9, and 12. Then come show me. You can do them in your math notebook or in your math book if you have enough room.